This is the world's smallest Lego train, made out of just 10 parts, that is riding peacefully in its tiny world. Just kidding, it actually heads on full speed towards the world's smallest Lego car. Okay, so this was a tiny crash, but let's multiply it 100 times and build the biggest Lego train I could buy. The train is motorized and it even has working lights. For the car, we're using this Lego Ferrari. And now let's simulate the same crash but on a bigger scale. Dang, it gave the Ferrari a haircut. But I bought another Lego train, and this one is a freight train that comes with this cart called Auto Rack for transporting cars, a flat car for importing goods, and this one called Gondola, and it can transport tons of coal. The guy who named all these carts is kinda creative. Okay, now that we have two trains, let's simulate a head-to-head collision. That was pretty underwhelming. Let's take out the train cars so they can go faster. No way, guys, I think this train should compete in WWE. What about crashing into a train from the side? Okay, full speed. We need to clean up on platform 9, please. For the final crash test, we need to build a long and very complicated train track with a bunch of intersections, turns, and switches. Now I can just press both of these buttons, and let's see how long they'll be able to avoid crashing into each other. Oh, no way! They were so close to hitting each other! And they're down. Now that that's over with, let's crash some more Legos. But before we continue, I want to answer a question. How to stop a Lego train? Can this minifig derail the massive train? Round 2. What about a solid wall? Okay then, what if I place 10 walls? That wasn't fast enough. Let's go full speed. So it took 10 walls to stop it, but out of curiosity, let's see how it'll handle the whole building. Wow, it didn't even budge. And now, let's start with building the smallest plane possible, and mine has only 10 parts. This looks like a plane, but not gonna lie, it does not excite me at all. So let's wish it a safe landing and build something bigger ASAP. And I bought the biggest Lego plane ever released, this massive Concorde that has more than 2,000 parts in 15 bags, which took a full day to build. And after that, we got a 41-inch long, overpriced plastic plane on the table. Look at that nose. It can go up and down, and it is actually called Droop Snoot. And when you rotate this cone, the landing gear comes out. But let's begin our crash test by simulating a hard landing. Okay, it's still alive. Lost only one engine. What about a bird strike?
Huh?
Now, since it was the fastest plane, I want to simulate it flying. And to do it, I built this zip line inside my room. So we can conduct the experiment now. Oh, wow, it did more damage than I thought. Now let's pit these two trains against each other and have a classic race. And let's see which engine has more power. Go! And they're off. Damn, the cargo train pulling. Okay, I didn't expect that. This train is not even aerodynamic and it still won. Alright, that was a cool spectacle. Let's move on. For the next short experiment, I've set up this long track with the gap at the very end to simulate a broken bridge. So, let's see how it goes. In 3, 2, 1. Oh man, I really thought it would make it, but now it's just a big mess. And lastly, yoink the truck into water. That's how marine biologists get their deliveries. Okay, back to the main show. So I built this beautiful tiny house, but unfortunately it got infested with roaches. So let's demolish it with this metal ball. Okay, that was pretty nice, but I want something more spectacular, more grand. So I spent a couple hours building this massive skyscraper. Oh, look, there's a minion party on the top. But I think I overdid it because my construction permit was denied due to it being too tall. So, I guess we need to bring this down too. And I saw some videos of such structures getting blown up, and it looks effective. So, let's rig this building with TNT, shall we? Well, not TNT, but these grape-looking firecrackers. They should do the job. Okay, everything's ready. Fire in the hole. Oh, damn, that is very satisfying. Quick disclaimer though, do not do this at home, guys. Bruh, it's still standing. Not gonna lie, that was satisfying. Our next set to crash is this tiny Lego Duplo rocket set made for kids. But the whole build is so unrealistic that I want to test if it even flies with the help of a basketball. Houston, we have a mess. Whatever. Let's go bigger. I actually bought this sick-looking Pharrell rocket. It's a very nice set that has almost 1,000 pieces. Most of them go into this awesome-looking stand that gives a vibe that this rocket is ripping through space in the most colorful way possible. Oh, so good-looking. But enough glazing. I believe this one will actually go to the moon. For the launch pad, I want to use the beanbag and do the launch like those goofy blobs in lakes. Alright, everything is set. 3, 2, 1, liftoff! I genuinely thought it would be easier to do. Whatever, I'll just do it myself. What the heck? It blew a hole in my wall, and it's gone! Next up, let's go with crashing boats. Does it even float? Yes, it does. But wait, it instantly tips over. What the heck? For the rescue, let's deploy this big Lego fireboat with a bunch of equipment on board. And before we crash them, let's test them both against some waves. The seas of Bath are quite stormy today, and both vessels are taking in water, but still bow tanking like champs. Okay, not bad. I also got these official Lego motors for ships, so that these ships could swim on their own. You just need to attach them at the bottom and look at them go! And finally, let's crash them. Wow, that was very boring. The next Lego set we're about to crash is this huge yellow Lego truck. So let's build it really quick. Inside you can find tiny versions of Lego sets, but let's crash test it against different Lego objects in Truck versus Everything. First up, let's see if 100 minifigs can stop this truck. Spoiler, they can't. Oof, that looked painful. Now for a train clash. Oh wow, it flipped it, and the truck is totally fine.
You better stop!
Let's imagine our truck's next stunt, smashing into a parked plane. Thank you for flying Truck Airlines. Before the very last one, the biggest of them all, why not do some more down-to-earth eye candy crashes straight to the wall? Starting with the mighty truck. Now let's witness the train. And as a cherry on top, a plane. Bro got a hole in his left wing, but the weenie survived. Now let's gravitate towards the globe set. I always wanted to destroy the whole world. Anyways, this set is very unique and has over 2,500 pieces, so it took quite a long time to build. Look, it has all the continents and oceans. Such a nice and detailed set, I can even see my house from here. And what would be the most spectacular way to destroy our planet? The sun collision. Yeah, I know, it's not to scale, but even this one took like 3 days to build, and I've used up all the bricks I had. It's not hollow, and it's super heavy, but not as heavy as your Okay, now the main thing left to do is to attach both bodies to the ropes and let them do their thing. Everything is set. Here goes nothing. And the orbiting begins. Lego's sun is denser than the globe, so its gravitational pull will eventually take over and annihilate everything. We had our first impact. This is some galactic level of cleaning the pieces after the crash. Okay, at this point I can say that there's literally nothing left to destroy anymore. In this video, I'm gonna simulate a bunch of natural disasters in Lego. I used fire, a volcano, a meteor shower, a blizzard, and more. To do this, first I'll build various disaster-friendly Lego sets. Then I'll put these 3 guys on them to see if they'll be able to survive the hell I have prepared for them. Next, we'll simulate various natural disasters, from classic, such as a deadly tornado or flood, to the most destructive ones, such as a radioactive disaster. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna drop a huge block of ice with a Lego ship inside from like 200 feet. Let's see which natural disaster will leave our Legos untouched. For our next disaster, we'll need a leaf blower. It can literally mimic a hurricane, so let's test it on our minifigs. Yep, they need a house to survive, just like the 3 little pigs. So I assigned sticks, wood, and bricks to each of them, and they have to build a house in under 1 minute. starting off with Jack, and he finished on time, so let's test it. Since the house is made of sticks, I'm more surprised that the hot dog survived. Anybody got a tissue? Oh, crap. Well, I looked for a plunger. Let's proceed to Tony building his house made of wood. I know I'm a skilled carpenter because I've built a home in your heart. So let's just find out how strong that home is. It's a bit sturdier, but it literally took just a few seconds longer before all the pieces flew away. And as the smartest guy in the room, Dave is building his house with bricks. It even has a nice roof and a chimney. The question is, will it hold or will it fold? Hell! Dave is literally blown away by how strong his house is. Yeah, this one is indestructible. For our next disaster, I borrowed a huge fish tank and built a full ski resort on one side of it. Complete with a ski lift that leads to a huge slope for the guys to ski on. Cozy restaurants for them to stuff themselves with food after a full day of skiing, and most importantly, girls, so that Tony can show his riz. While our crew is having a wonderful time, I have a different plan for them. I will simulate a flood. Because let's be real, water can also be a bitch. So I will slowly fill the opposite side of the ski resort with water. And now all we need to do is just wait till it breaks. Oh damn guys, that's a lot of water. See, the sand starts to break. When it reaches the top, it'll flood everything. Down, damn, down. The power of water is unleashed. Tony backed down Michael style. There's quite a nice jacuzzi here. Wow, that's like the most mess I've made since I was 4.
Oh my god, guys, it'll be a disaster to clean it all.
At least there's a hot dog for Jack. Another disaster on my list is a man-made one. Some very bad people can dump radioactive waste into a lake, turning what was once an ordinary boat trip into a deadly disaster. So I simulated this using acetone, which makes Legos melt. And I feel like I'm one of those bad people right now. Oh yeah, he's literally so drenched already, so now I'm just gonna wait for him to melt. Oh my, I think he just turned into this guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, what if we scoop him out and check out the damage? You can't even recognize him anymore. He turned into this sticky goo. It's kinda gross. Oop, there goes his head. Wait, what if it tastes good? No, it does not taste good. But the coolest disasters, in my opinion, are volcanoes. Oh, God! Because let's face it, a huge mountain that shoots melted rocks 1,000 feet into the air is just neat. So I built a volcano out of construction foam, and underneath it, I built a Minecraft village. Then I loaded the volcano with slime, and yeah, guys, now it can erupt at any moment. But while we are still waiting for the eruption, I will populate this village with Dave, Jack, and Tony, and let them do the usual Minecraft stuff. Okay, so the volcano is ready to burst. So it's time to come up with a plan on how to survive a volcano. Okay, so what's the plan? Yeah, what's the plan? Run! Okay, so Tony decides to build a wall to protect himself. Dave mines a really tall tower. And Jack just climbs a tree.
Say what? Damn, that volcano's starting to bubble.
And that's an eruption, guys. Hey, it honestly looks like when I was 4 and had snot all over my Lego. Okay, it seems that wall worked well for Tony, and Dave is safe, but Jack... And guys, just don't do this at home because the slime sticks pretty much permanently to the Lego. So the first thing I bought was this $90 Arctic research ship. And if you guessed that we're gonna simulate all sorts of freezing natural disasters,
I'm freezing.
You're wrong, partially. Because apart from freezing it in a huge block of ice, we're also gonna drop it from like 200 feet. But first things first, let's build this thing. This set is actually really huge for its price. It's like 3 feet long and comes with a helicopter and a bunch of minifigures that we don't really need, since we have the guys. Okay, so first let's test if it even floats. And I've got a sink for that. Oh crap, it doesn't even fit. But as a Lego master, I always come up with solutions. So I got this inflatable pool from our garage, and now we can test it. Oh damn, it really floats like a greatest of all time. So now you can go on a trip down memory lane and simulate a tsunami on it. Okay, it floats, but it's not tsunami resistant. But you can still bathe in it, like in the good old days. Next, I simulated an ice storm using snowballs. And honestly, I thought it would hold better. Something's telling me our captain is jealous of the Titanic's captain right now. But to really simulate an Arctic vibe, I'll put the ship into a freezer for a thick minute. I can't really fit it in. And after waiting for a while, boy, I like what I see here. I put the ship into literally the biggest ice block I could, and let's just hope it'll freeze in one piece. Ah, damn, it cracked. But now we actually have a little bit of a Titanic situation here, and Jack is trapped in ice like the last Avatar. What about a rescue operation using different tools? Ice is harder than I thought, so I did a brain move and connected the minifig to a spray. Now he could legit fart with fire. And yes, I decorated a flamethrower as a farting minifigure. Go comment about it. Ouch, damn, it's hot, guys, I swear. But I still want to drop this set from like 200 feet, so I created version 2 of the huge block of ice. It looks illegally awesome, guys. And since it's as heavy as your mom, I also got a cool whip to carry it. So I went and found the highest point near me, and now I'm ready to drop it from like 200 feet. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! I'm honestly surprised by how strong Lego is. The ship is pretty intact, although I dropped it from like 200 feet, and the guys are also fine. So let's continue with the next disaster. For our next disaster, I built a prehistoric jungle and populated it with the guys and dinosaurs. Anyway, what I built here is not just the dinosaur era, but the exact moment when dinosaurs went extinct. So to simulate it, I bought firecrackers, and I bought a lot of them. So let's go outside where it's nice and safe and freezing cold. And let's test one firecracker first. Okay, just a small dent. I don't think the dinosaurs would have died if meteors looked like this. So let's step it up a notch and use the whole pack of them. Yummy. So let's just fire them up. Oh, sheesh, that piece just went flying. What? They're all still pretty intact. Okay, I think it counts as a disaster. Next, we're gonna expose Tony to some real heat. Since he thinks of himself as a hot guy, I'm gonna simulate a heat wave using this heat gun. And at first, it seems like nothing's really happening to him. But just look how satisfyingly he's melting after a couple of seconds. Damn, he's so hot, he's a literal babe magnet at this point. Now that's what I call love. And what about fire? Fire can be pretty disastrous. So I'm gonna build a fire station and give Dave a motorcycle. And he's immediately off on his first mission to save the forest from a fire that I will simulate using a blowtorch. Please don't do this at home, guys. I'm actually outside and taking a lot of safety measures. Guys, look how that tree literally turned to ashes. Oh dang, Dave sucks at firefighting. And those hand drops. A man is getting barbecued in a Lego forest. Build a rescue helicopter. Fly away and take the balloon full of water. And off to the rescue we go. Release the water. Whoa. I accidentally simulated a tsunami. And I think I overcooked him a bit.